Relax now.
Fuck it! Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, doing it live.
Fuck it,
Jackie,
we'll do it live.
tell them what we're
Do
doing.
it live.
Yeah, you tell them. All that enthusiasm.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about Disney.
Yes.
I'm Jackson. We got Jeff. We got...
Jackie.
That's a lot of J's. And then we're going to break up the J's with a Garrett.
Jarrett.
With a Jarrett.
And then a J.
And then, yes, you know why? Because the most racist person in your friend group starts with a J.
Jarrett.
Yes.
Checks chart. That Jet's Jart.
Japali. And Jajosh. And JD. I think he just goes by JD.
I don't know. Fuck it.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. All right, we're going to talk about Walt Disney, who probably wouldn't be anything without his good friend Works. There, I said it.
I don't know. I like Roy.
Yeah, his brother? His brother did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, his brother did a lot that people just don't recognize. Everybody was all about, like, Walt, but not many people are all about Roy because, like, he was kind of the backworks guy, you know?
Yeah, he was the finance man.
You know what they say. People in finance are underappreciated.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Walt Disney, the man who could probably arguably go down as one of the most famous men in the world. Because I get, if you say Disney World or Walt Disney or Mickey Mouse, to most people in the world, they're going to conjure up the vision of the ears, the magical kingdom, the whole thing. It's just, it's the package.
So my question with that is, because it's Disneyland, it's the magical castle, it's Mickey Mouse that gets all the recognition, all of the like notoriety, and everybody recognizes the ears, but very few people recognize the actual artist and animator behind it, the visionary behind it.
The mad scientist, if you will.
So is Walt going to be going down as one of the most influential people, one of the most famous people, or is his legacy? Because, I mean...
I guess because...
It's kind of like Vlad the Impaler. If you show somebody a picture of Vlad, people won't recognize. But if you show somebody Dracula, the legacy that came from it, people will recognize Dracula.
But I think there's a difference because Walt Disney is... like when they show a lot of Walt Disney in the production of things, there, you know, like it's not like he's just Walt Disney, you know, he died when he died, he was born when he was born, and these, you know, this is the legacy he left, because he is still in pictures at the parks. He's still in pictures of, you know, in credits of things and stuff.
He's kind of like what Stan Lee was to Marvel before he passed.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's going to be his characters outlive him as a person because of what he created. I think that, like, Spider-Man may eventually, or the X-Men may eventually outlive Stan Lee as a person. And I think that the mouse will eventually outlive Walt. The Magic Castle will outlive Walt. I think that's definitely a realistic thing. It's hard to argue that as opposed to, like, Napoleon Bonaparte. You show somebody a picture of that white horse with the French man holding the portrait that my brother's enacting right now. Like, people have an idea of who that is.
I don't know. More like historians possibly, yes. You know, like maybe a kid who's just learning about it in school, you know, like the iconic image and stuff. But like, I don't know if that's one of those like, oh, that's Napoleon Bonaparte. Like it's not. I don't think that's one of those things. But I think, you know, like Stan Lee, you know, more if you're in the know, because if you're not into comics and like any of those things, you probably never even heard of who Stan Lee is. But I think the difference with Walt Disney is because his characters cross over to so many different aspects of people's lives, and like they're like if you don't like Mickey Mouse, then you might like Tarzan. You might like I don't know, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. You might like Toy Story. You might like there's just so many.
Toy Story's not Disney?
It's Pixar.
Disney Pixar.
It was just Pixar at the time.
It molded into a Disney Pixar film, and it's in the opening credits. Disney Pixar.
Disney owned? Oh, that's right, they do. Right.
Just because it is now, but
And
that is-
Pixar was basically a brainchild of the Disney brand anyway. It just branched off. It was. I mean, most of their early stuff was done Disney Pixar.
No?
I'm gonna say no to that.
Well, once their more mainstream stuff that went in. But let's see.
I'm gonna say no to that because most of it actually came from
Apparently
Lucasfilms.
Yeah,
It was mostly Lucas, which ended up
Lucas and Apple. Yeah, it was a mixture of Apple and Lucasfilms.
ILM, which call back to last week's Star
It's
Wars.
owned by Disney.
Well, now
It's
it
owned
is
by
since
Disney now,
2006.
yes.
Yeah.
But back then, it was actually a competitor.
Yeah, but all their top movies, Cars, Inside Out, most of their bigger
Cars
movies.
suck.
Cars does not suck.
I mean, Toy Story, though, the thing that launched it, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, like, those are the original Pixar classics that weren't Walt, that weren't part of Disney. I think Up was the last, like, individual one before Disney.
Pre-2006.
First Toy Story.
Yeah, there's a lot that was pre-Disney. They had 11 big films before, all in the works before Disney. Which, obviously, the most notable being Toy Story. We brought it up like 5 times now. But I think the thing with Stan and Walt, when comparing back to Napoleon, just to bring it back a little bit, is that we also, like, we've had 60 years without Walt, and we've had, like, 5 years without Stan. So it's way more recent and way more in the zeitgeist compared to Napoleon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But even still,
It's like, does anybody know Ray Park, the guy who made McDonald's?
No.
Oh, no fucking Ronald, though.
And that's maybe what I'm trying to say.
I mean, eventually
Ray Park's still
it could possibly supersede, because then it's just Walt Disney's going to be a person, and like his story.
And the mouse is the mouse.
And then like the characters, because all the characters, there's going to they're going to continue making
Remaking, live action, remake,
but
live
also
action,
just new
remake,
characters.
this,
They'll eventually, because they still are making new characters, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. They still are coming up with new characters.
Yeah, I think that eventually they're going to run out of Brothers Grimm's to steal from. But that's just, neither here nor there. Let's see, how many do they steal from? For fuck's sake, man.
Oh, it's Ray Kroc. I'm sorry, not Ray Park. Oh, yeah, he did a shit. Okay.
So,
I mean, one of the first films that Disney produced was
They're
was
dead as shit
stolen.
also.
So
are we talking Snow White or are we talking Alice in Wonderland?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, which a lot of people credit Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Touchstone Productions, which is a Disney thing, as like being one of the best integrations between live action and cartoon, and I don't doubt that.
Space Jam.
Well, the thing with the live action with they really nailed the with Who Framed, because they used a lot of on-set practical props to stand in
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah, well,
the
'cause-
animation. So this way they acted against props instead of like nothing.
Well, I mean, it also
Which helped
there
it.
was way less, technology and advancements in green screens and all that other stuff. If there wasn't even that much use of a green screen and stuff when they were making Who Framed
No, they
Roger Rabbit.
weren't green.
They didn't green screen.
No, they were animating on top of the cells.
No,
they
but
were
I'm saying,
taking
like-
the film and putting the animation on top of the film.
Yeah.
Well, now they can just green screen.
Yeah, now it's all
Yeah,
different.
I mean,
That's a whole
CGI is its own thing.
Yeah,
But Alice in Wonderland, I was looking through some old clips.
wasn't it
some of the,
like a lot of rotoscoped?
It was a lot. No.
Traced over. I mean,
The OG one that Disney did when he was with when he wasn't even really with Disney by himself doing his own thing. It was him and what's the name of that? It started with an I think. The guy that he partnered up with.
iWorks.
I'm sorry.
iWorks. That guy.
iWorks. Yeah, that sounds right. He when he was working with him before Columbia, before Disney Productions, before Disney Studios.
No, they were working with. Disney's first character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, was on like CBS or something.
Yes, it's Disney's first, but that got stolen from him.
Yes, that was his first main character.
And that was technically not a Disney Studios thing.
Well, so here's the deal with that, because Disney was given the option. You could either forfeit the rights to your character, and then we're gonna move on with it. We'll do what we please with it, or we're going to basically buy out your studio. You're going to be a property of us. You're not going to really have control over your studio. You have to go by. And he was like, no, you can keep the character. That's fine. I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And who knows, Lucky the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, not many people, other than, but everybody knows Mickey Mouse, so I'm guessing he made the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that that's not a Disney studio thing, but it is Disney production. He was also doing cartoons for newspapers.
Yeah.
While he was in school, he was doing cartoons for journals and newspapers during the wartime.
No, it's full.
He actually went into the Army for a little bit. He was doing cartoonist animations on ambulances, a bunch of different things.
Cartoons and ambulances?
Yeah, so he was doing like caricatures and cartoon drawings on ambulances during the war in order to help raise morale.
Oh, like a pinup girl thing on planes.
Kinda, yeah.
All right, okay. I get it.
I don't think that was like his official job title, cartoon boy, but it may as well.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing
boy.
cartoon shorts before like feature length films. That's where he did a lot of his tinkering with his characters, a lot of tinkering with the production of his characters, the shooting of the films and stuff. He did. He actually, so his first job, he was I almost said pizza delivery guy because that's my first
Newspaper.
job. He was delivering newspapers, and he was obsessed with the theme park that was close to his house, and he would ride the train, get off at the last stop, and he would just hang out at the theme park. He would get off big time at the theme park. He got off multiple times. So yeah, and he would just go, and that's where he like kind of fell in love with.
I wonder if that played a role for Disneyland, Disney World.
100%, 100%. Yeah. When they built Disneyland, Disneyland wasn't really supposed to be a.
It wasn't supposed to be a theme. It
No,
wasn't supposed to be a
theme park. It's
an
not supposed to
amusement
be an
park. It's a
amusement
theme
park.
park.
It's a theme park. Yeah.
Did you
Technically.
ever hear like the shit show that was the opening of Disney and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People like were just breaking in.
Yeah.
Half the asphalt was like still hot and melting, and
Yes.
people's
Yeah.
shoes were.
There was no
Yeah.
plumbing in some of the bathrooms and stuff.
It was a total
It was a
wreck.
disaster. It was, and
It
what's
was like
crazy
supposed to be,
because-
I think, like a press only opening, but it's like the public stormed it because fuck you.
What's
They were
crazy because
building so much hype around it. That's why.
There were a couple of failed attempts at first things that Disney did that you would think like might sink them. Like when they first did
Snow White.
Snow White, it was
That
a
was-
shit show. Nothing lined up in the animation with the sound and everything. That whole thing was a disaster. But he persevered. He persevered through so many different like.
He invented new forms of animation.
Well, he didn't really invent them, but he was the first one to use them. Maybe like the Technicolor wasn't invented by him, but he was the first one to use it. The multiplane camera, I believe, he definitely invented that. But the Technicolor, he was the first one to say yes, we're going to use it.
Didn't he also like kind of pseudo rotoscope too?
No, that's the multiplane where he had various layers.
That's how they shot Alice in Wonderland.
No, I thought
Not
like
Alice,
I thought it was like they had like
Snow
the
White and the
actresses
yeah.
like singing and dancing in like almost like partially in character, and then they traced over them.
So yes,
Like a
but
pseudo
no. It
rotoscope.
was more of a storyboard than it was a rotoscope.
Okay. Well,
so
like
they
I
did a
said,
lot of
like-
storyboarding with actors, actresses.
Well, like I said, like a pseudo road. I thought like a pseudo
Yeah.
one, not like an act. But okay, never mind. I thought they were tracing over the foot, like part-
Yeah, very similar, but not
Okay.
the same. But
Because I know there's like a lot of like that test footage of like the singer of like the female singers or whatever singing and stuff and kind of dancing around as they're doing it or whatever. I think going about now.
but Snow White ended up being a huge success. Ended up being like
It's pretty packed, so
it ended up being
You
basically
can never
like
tell with these things. They're always like
the way
I'd
to
cover a fucking.
get the Disney princess trope, and then after that, because he released that in '39, and then in 1940 he did both Pinocchio and Fantasia, which were effectively flops for their time.
well, Fantasia wasn't really supposed to kind of be. I thought Fantasia was just basically a.
It was a bunch of shorts put together,
I was going to
but
say
it
like
was
a
still
tech, like
meant
tech,
for a movie.
I was going to say like basically a tech demo.
Yes, but it was still released to the public, as though it was a movie.
So they did a Blood the Last Vampire.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay. So
You're awfully quiet. What's your favorite Disney?
There are way too many movies.
Is it Pirates of the Caribbean? Is it Barbie?
Oh.
That's not Disney. That's Hasbro.
we're getting a whole fucking Mattel universe now from that shit.
Yeah, I know. Is it
I still stand.
Tangled? Is it
Actually, Tangled
Mighty
pretty much-
Ducks.
that has
What?
a lot of very
Mighty
good
Ducks.
memories for
That's
me
right. That is a
surrounding it.
Disney movie. Holy shit.
which one?
Mighty Ducks.
So now I know your favorite Disney movie.
No, I
I
mean
remember we had the second one on VHS and we watched that one all the time.
I don't remember anything from my childhood. I don't
You-
even know. I don't even remember how I got this pump.
You haven't,
the mop that somebody dropped on your head.
Whoa!
you haven't, what's it called in a while? Had a haircut in a while, I guess.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too
I
sexy.
can't get a haircut, but I need to do something with these dead ends.
All right.
So
F. Barry Kill, Jasmine, Ursula, or Snow White and Seven Dwarfs.
It's like,
do the dwarves come with it?
No, just Snow White.
So then, what are the dwarves doing? Because you
That's
said
like-
and the seven
Well, no,
dwarves.
'cause I'm
it's like
Because
two
if-
normies
if I
and
get
a
to-
what
No,
the
I-
fuck.
if I get to fuck all of them,
No,
that's
Now, if you said like Ursula,
Ursula, no, the witch from Snow White. That's the one that I meant. And then
the evil
'cause-
queen.
Yeah, the evil queen. And but then because there's no
Does she ever get a real name?
No, I
there's no
think
there's
she's
just
no
evil
real
queen,
villain
right?
because fucking
I think she gets a technical name from Once Upon a Time, that TV show.
Maleficent?
Maleficent.
No, it's Regina.
No, that's Sleeping Beauty.
Doesn't Maleficent have all the characters in it?
No.
No.
Maleficent was the one that's supposed to be about the
Sleeping
villain
Beauty.
from Sleeping Beauty.
and Aurora.
So which one's the one that has like the all the princesses in it?
Well, I was referencing
Wreck-It
the show-
Ralph?
I was referencing. Well, yeah. No, I was referencing the show Once Upon a Time,
Oh
Well,
yeah,
that-
yeah. Once Upon a Time, that's the one.
which is a Disney show.
But doesn't that have like a lot of the Disney princesses?
It pretty much
kind
has
of-
like almost all the characters in it, but they're either like kind of semi-normal, or in the case of for whatever reason with Frozen, they're just their characters. It's a weird show. I watched.
Yeah, Steph was
my
watching
ex-wife
it.
watched it, but
Steph was watching it. I was trying to
I-
figure it out. It seemed pretty cool.
I think the one who bothers Snow White, they gave her the name of Regina, the evil queen, in that show. So
I feel like that's correct because
Yeah.
I watched a couple
I haven't-
episodes with Steph.
I haven't watched that, but like everything else that references her just references her as Evil Queen.
yeah, but I think they actually give her the official name in show just
I
so
like
she
how-
has one.
I like how we were given by Jarrett two options of
Well, 'cause
evil
I-
villains and a princess.
Well, no, because there's no evil villain in fucking Aladdin. That's
Jafar?
Jafar. But I'm saying that he's not obviously not going to pick Jafar. But I was trying to think of.
I don't know. Ursula's pretty bad.
You never know.
You don't know.
I mean, you might
Jafar
pick-
be not looking bad with that goatee.
Yo, when he's got that staff and that fucking genie power, he can do whatever
before
he
or after the
wants.
genie power for sure.
Oh,
He can do
genie
whatever he
power when it
wants.
buffs up.
Like, I'm just saying.
Them arms, he could hold you.
What about in Aladdin 4 when Jafar needs glasses?
A Family Guy reference.
Ding.
Reference to the reference counter.
I don't know.
You see the live action?
Yeah.
Most of it, not
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
it.
There's also other evil villains that you could have chose
I
from
know, but
Aladdin, other than Aladdin. Like there's the mother in Tangled. There's
What's the lady? What's the chick's name from the Dalmatians? 101
Cruella
Dalmatians?
Deville,
Cruella Deville, yeah. All right, so Ursula, Cruella Deville, or the evil witch?
Emma Stone.
Emma.
That's Cruella.
Yeah.
That's Cruella. I'm taking Emma
Technically-
Stone.
I mean,
Technically-
Sorry, bro. You gave me that option.
Cruella.
cartoon version.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd probably. All right, so we got
I guess Ursula.
Evil
she's
Witch,
doing
right?
those-
No, it was Evil Queen,
Mhm.
not Evil Witch.
Well, the evil queen, when they're in normal form or evil queen form, is the fairest. Was the fairest, second fairest of them all. So that's not bad.
Yeah. Then there was
Ursula can turn into Ariel, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then what was the last one again?
Cruella Deville
Cruella Deville. She's actually.
was Emma Stone.
Yeah, but she's also not
No, she
terrible.
wasn't. That was a different actress. Oh wait. No, Cruella Deville was Emma Stone in the
Cruella live action.
Cruella.
Yeah. You're right.
And Emma Stone, she can get it.
Have you seen her in that new movie, Poor Things?
No,
She does a
I've heard.
yeah.
It's basically just zombies. I've heard that it's basically just a remake and a retelling of Frankenstein Stripper or something like that.
Frankenstripper.
Yeah, Frankenstripper.
What?
So, from what
It's a movie from the 90s. You'll appreciate it.
okay, so from what I told, the basic premise is it's like Emma Stone's character is pregnant, and she dies, and then the baby's body dies or whatever. So they put the mind of the baby into
In Emma
Emma
Stone's
Stone's
body.
body, and then just
Proceed to watch shenanigans.
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So, kind of Frankenstein-esque, yeah.
So she acts like a baby?
She acts like
She apparently like ages really abnormally because of the whole like body
mentally
or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
She's
weird.
So
nude
it's
in it
like-
a lot. She's naked in it a lot. I hear, so I'm like, I'll get
I
around
mean,
to
she's a
watching it.
baby, so yeah, she would have to be naked.
No, she's an adult.
Well,
She's
she
in
got
an
a naked-
adult
she's a
person's
baby.
body.
Yeah, but she's got a baby's mindset.
Yes, which is why it makes.
I
the
feel like we're
movie-
crossing boundaries that we don't want to cross.
It's a fucking movie they released.
So it's like
we
a
can
cross
talk about
between
it.
Big and Jack? Kind of?
No.
Because in Big, he's...
He just suddenly ages into
An
a
adult,
particular
yeah.
adult, and then
And
Jack, he
Jack,
just
he
ages
becomes-
really, 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 really,
No,
really
and-
quickly.
Yeah, he just ages
in
really
Big,
fast.
he becomes big, but he's a baby.
No, he's technically like 14 years old. Or
Well,
whatever.
He's still young.
He's still young.
You got
Yeah.
what he meant.
And then Jack, yeah, he's supposed to be like 8 years old, but in
But
the
he's-
body of Robin Williams.
And he
Well, no,
continues to
because he-
age even
Because
faster.
he has a disease where he ages fast.
Yeah, he graduates high school as like an 80-year-old man or some shit like that.
I think it was college, but whatever.
One or the other.
He graduated at like 90 years old.
He was really old with a walker when he did it. In the
It was a
movie.
good movie.
It wasn't bad. It's
Yeah.
definitely an underrated film, I would say. But that's
It's,
neither here nor Disney.
Was that a Disney film?
I don't know how much Robin has done with Disney other than Genie.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll get there.
Yeah, so we need to get back
Just
to this
look up
Fuck, Marry,
Robin
Kill.
Williams' other Disney movies.
I think...
So anyway,
Robots, Happy Feet, Flubber, Hook.
Flubber was fucking Disney?
According to Google.
big Disney logo right on top of the flubber.
And Happy Feet was also Disney?
Yeah.
My
Night
favorite
at the
thing about Happy
Museum.
Feet is its stuff
See,
like
George
I
Miller-
knew Mrs. Doubtfire was a fucking... I didn't want you guys to laugh at me, but I knew it was. And Jack was too.
what?
Alright, so Disney is just Robin Williams in the 80s.
He
Gotcha.
was in a lot of them.
Jumanji.
Yeah, Old Dogs, Once Upon a Studio, Jack, Popeye, Ferngully, Aladdin.
Ferngully was not Disney.
I
Ferngully,
fucking-
Ferngully ended up being bought out by Disney because it was a.
Jack was done by Francis Ford Coppola?
I believe it's
What?
Francis Ford Coppola. Call back to Star Wars. Disney was originally Ferngully was originally somebody else, not Disney, if I remember right. I think
also, on Wikipedia, none of the production companies or distribution companies are listed as Disney
for which one?
for Jack.
Yeah, I think what
But it
ended
was-
up happening is Disney did what Disney does and just bought out the rights to things because Disney is a mega corporation gone mega. 'Cause-
Croyer Films.
Funny, it's
I
actually
can't believe-
Fox, which is
Yep,
now owned
Fox
by
is
Disney.
now owned by Disney, which is where
Which
we
makes
Ferngully,
Anastasia
yeah.
Disney princess.
I can't believe that Francis Ford
She's also
Coppola
Russian.
co-produced and directed Jack.
I can.
That-
Francis Ford Coppola. He needed to do something after I did American Graffiti.
What year was Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I don't know.
1992. Okay.
So, let's talk a little bit more about Disney, either the man, the company, or movies. Instead of just Googling Robin Williams.
I'm sorry.
No, that's cool.
He also did Rain Man, interestingly enough.
Rain Man was a good movie. I liked that movie.
So, where do you come into play with this? Because he's talking all Walt over there. Are you talking movies to us?
Yeah, mostly.
All right, talk some movies at us.
Talk 'em.
Talk movie.
Talk to me, girl.
Who are all of the Disney princesses
Name
and
'em now,
rank them in
alphabetical
order? No. Rank them in terms of sexiness.
Sexiness? All right, let's do it.
Clearly, we have to have the children at the.
I'd have to pull them all up so we can make an actual factual decision.
Okay, so there's Princess Leia.
Yeah, but
Well, General Leia, technically.
No, she's still a princess.
She's both.
Yeah. She is the princess day.
well, if you have sex with Ariel, is that considered bestiality?
Does she have her feet or no?
Ariel, interesting, is the only Disney princess that canonically has a child in the animated films.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, everyone else doesn't. No other Disney princess has a kid.
And again, does
I think Jasmine's
does she have her feet or no?
On top. No,
Well, Ariel does get feet.
she does at the end after she kisses.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. She
after
becomes
she
a human.
kisses the girl. After he kisses.
Well,
the
no.
girl.
Triton gives her the feet because he realizes that's where she wants to be. It's not. Wasn't because-
Totally not
Melanie gets
Neptune
that
or
she-
Poseidon.
Yeah, it's Triton, which is
Totally not Neptune or Poseidon.
His son. I want to say Neptune is Triton is Neptune's son, right?
I think so.
But let's rank them in order. Garrett, go.
All right. So first, Jasmine.
Yeah, he's the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite,
Jackie, quick, list off all the Disney princesses you know, and Garrett's going to put them in an order.
who is the goddess of the sea.
There's gotta be
Snow
more than
White,
this whole list.
Cinderella, Ariel.
I'd say Elsa, probably second.
Elsa's not a princess; she's a queen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, she started as a princess.
she was.
Yeah,
I
when
think
she was like
stepped
12
down,
years
too.
old. That's gross.
And she stepped down, I think, and now she's a spirit and Anna's queen.
I think she might be Queen of the North.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Let's see. Snow White, Cinderella. Her name is Blair?
Who?
There. Briar.
Sleeping Beauty.
Briar Rose.
Briar Rose.
Her name is-
That was her name when she was living in the forest with the fairies. Birth name was Aurora.
Do you think there's any truth to
Huh.
the thought
right.
you think there's any truth to the thought that
she has a
Tarzan
Fae
and,
name.
and Frozen? have
No,
a-
they're two completely separate time periods.
They're saying that they might be a relation, a link.
Well, they were thinking for a long time. The fans thought that the parents died. They were going to go to
Into the forest, or no, they were
No,
traveling-
to the
Rapunzel-
wedding
Rapunzel.
of.
Yeah, they were traveling.
the wedding of either the wedding or the coronation of Rapunzel. and that's why Rapunzel's at Elsa's coronation. So there might be some kind of relation there, but they later came out in Frozen 2 that the parents were actually going to the north to look for the spirit to help Elsa.
And Africa's in the south.
Because they do a lot of crossovers
Yeah.
with like the like the Easter eggs.
Yeah,
with
but a lot of the
characters
Easter egg
showing
stuff
up.
is just supposed to be just kind of like a Easter
Little fun
It's
Easter
not
eggs.
supposed to be like actual like it's all one. I mean, there is a certain shared universe to extent, but it's not like everybody's just sitting there jumping in.
Yeah, the second fan theory was that they didn't die on the way out, that they just got stranded because of the boat accident, and they got stranded on the island where
that's where
they had Tarzan.
yeah. That's
Tarzan
that's
wasn't an
what it-
island though. Tarzan was the
Well, the
whole
jungle.
continent of
Well,
Africa. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's what the theory was, that they got
Yeah.
stranded.
But that's just
Wherever they
a
were.
theory. A Disney theory.
Is somebody else taking over for that channel or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he still do other stuff or is he
Mhm.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Who cares?
But so Walt did a lot of fucking shit for the animation world in general.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
He basically force mandated all on his own animation unions because of his pure tyrannical authoritarian work ethic.
Pardon me.
Yeah, he was very, very hard on his animators and hard on his employees. As said, his brother was the finance guy. He was the guy that helped come up with ideas like trying to franchise your name and trying to use your name as its own thing and not just like, I'm Walt. But
Yeah,
this
he's
is...
he's the one who started really.
That
he-
movie really made him look a lot better.
So Roy came up with this thought. Well, not this thought. He came up with this plan that was basically allowed Walt to get royalties for Oswald's appearances and all that other stuff. So he was able to get some back money for that. But then Roy also started branding Mickey Mouse and allowing people to basically buy the rights to
licensing.
to license Mickey Mouse on everything and anything they would want. So Roy was like, we need money. We're going to get money. Here's how we're going to get money. And it doesn't really matter. We're going to basically whore out Mickey Mouse. And
you, because people like your name,
Yeah.
because it's attached to Disney Studios, and therefore we need this crispy clean family friendly image of you to go along with our crispy clean family friendly image of Mickey.
Yeah.
And that still lives on today. Crispy clean, squeaky clean, family friendly, unless you get to their
unless there's a brawl,
unless you get to their Orange Hub channel.
unless there's a brawl in the middle of the park by two families, because I don't know, something,
I was
whatever
going to
went
say,
down.
unless you get to their Netflix shows.
Yes.
That's a lot of that.
Disney doesn't have Netflix shows.
The Jessica Jones and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one. Marvel shows on Netflix, which are now Disney.
Surprisingly, the nudity's still there.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix has gone
then they-
crazy with that nudity stuff. It used to be.
No,
Not-
they've toned.
Well, they used to not have as much graphic. Like, there's no like hardcore porn action, but there is definitely a lot more softcore porn on there than there ever was.
I'm not sure if it's in the U.S. or not, but I did read about one of their shows where it's one of the first shows that just shows a full-on male frontal.
We talk about 365,
The Boys?
the movie. Because
I-
360, because they
The
had
movie
that,
Watchmen.
because their movie 365 a while back had
The movie Watchmen.
had some
Yeah.
like it had a pretty
Blue dick
hardcore
swinging everywhere.
blowjob scene and stuff in it. And that was a Netflix produced movie.
I just remember reading the article, and apparently a bunch of people were pissed off about how there was a swinger in it.
Oh well. I don't know.
Just
If you got
put
it,
away the
flaunt it.
pineapples.
Fuck it. But,
Somebody understood that reference.
Swingers,
No, pineapples.
upside down pineapples.
Doesn't have to be upside down.
No, but it's supposed to be an
I bought
upside down
like 30
pineapple in your card. Is supposed
Do you
to
think
be.
she took the hint? I bought like 30 pineapples and left them all over the house. That's a online skit from.
I saw. What movie was that from? Or TV. I definitely know that.
He definitely knows it.
It's from somewhere.
It is definitely from somewhere.
It's reached a small pop culture.
Zeitgeist.
Yes.
I
Normal.
like that word.
Some normies know about it now. Normies.
Excuse me.
Yeah, gatekeeping over here.
God damn, we got ourselves a live action Redditor.
A lot of gatekeeping going on over on this end of the spectrum over here.
You're on that end.
Yeah, but I'm I'm close on this side.
You're
No.
on some sort of spectrum that you are.
I am. Definitely am.
I should have known. Jackie's closer to this end than you are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any old.
Anywho's it's.
So about Disney's anti-Semitism.
About Disney being.
Him and Henry Ford. Just joking.
Yeah, let's.
No, we could talk about it. It's cool.
Let's just
Everybody
talk
ha-
about the fact that the guy's
hates
frozen.
Everybody hates somebody.
Let's talk
I mean,
about the
he-
fact that
Fuck,
the
it's
guy's
not true.
frozen in Disney World and will be released after.
Wait, I'm confused. Is it the California one he's supposed to be at, or is it the Florida one he's supposed to be at? Really?
Mm.
I heard it was the California one.
No. Florida was first.
Florida.
Well, I knew Florida was first, but I thought...
And he died before it even did like a true.
They opened up the one in California first, no?
Did they?
Yeah,
Did
Are
they?
you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I think so. Yeah, because the first one was in Anaheim, I'm pretty sure it was in Anaheim.
Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Yeah, all right, fuck you. Then we did Disney World in Epcot. Yeah, and that's where he began developing 65 and he died
Actually-
in 66.
Interestingly enough, it opened on July 17th, 1955. In California, yeah.
Why is that interesting?
Because for a moment I thought it said June, so I was like, oh, it's like tomorrow. And then my dyslexia unkicked in.
Oh, you got that too? Welcome to the club. You want to be on the dyslexic spelling bee with me? No?
So then what do you
That
need
would be
the...
fun.
Wait, what? Where...
Because they were building Disney World, so that's why it's speculated that he was just put somewhere underground in Disney World. Disneyland was already built.
Frozen.
He's totally ignoring me and just continuing to Google.
No, I'm listening to you while I do it.
Have you guys ever been to Disneyland or Disney World?
I went to both.
I've been to World, but I
Sure.
was really little.
I was little too. But yeah, I was
Whatever the
I
one
went
in
to both.
Florida is.
World.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we've been there.
we were like 14, 15?
Universal was
No.
better.
Yeah.
Universal Studios is really fucking cool.
I gotta go there for fucking Jurassic Park stuff, man.
Well, because the thing is,
Epcot
we
Center
only...
is cool.
I gotta go for Harry Potter.
SeaWorld's pretty fucking cool too. But
Because we only did the Magic Kingdom when we went to Disney World, which...
That's the castle.
Yeah. Which, comparatively, when we were that age, we were more interested in the rides at the Universal because they had the actual roller coasters, where Disney
Yeah.
was just mostly walking around and just kind of see.
Seeing
I mean,
all
there
the
was some rides,
there's some
but
rides,
like,
yeah, but it's more
the rides
like
aren't as fun.
you watch.
We did
show
Splash
here, you
Mountain.
watch a different-
Splash Mountain was cool.
Splash Mountain's cool, yeah.
It's no longer Splash Mountain.
It's something else now because they
It's
got
for
rid of all-
Tatiana, the
they got-
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, they got rid of all the Song of the South shit.
Brer Rabbit. Brer Bear.
We didn't do Small World.
Small World's cool. It's a small world.
We didn't do the Hall of
after all.
Presidents.
You guys do Fright Tower
We-
of Terror?
Is that one at? No.
We did the one where people keep losing their heads.
Oh, Space Mountain.
We're going to Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Or, yeah, Space, whatever the fuck that is.
Candy Mountain.
We did the Lilo and Stitch one.
I
That
don't
you just sit there.
when I went, which probably because if you guys went when you were 14, it was definitely. I don't know. Maybe it was still
Maybe
because
15 or 16.
do they? Do you guys know? Do they? Are
They do
there-
update it.
They,
It's not very like frequent, but they
Yeah.
do update it.
But like the attractions aren't like so. If I because when I
They've
went,
added more presidents to the Hall of Presidents and shit, yeah.
no, you think so? Why would they do that?
A beer around the world now has less beer.
Did they really get rid of some of the Around the
I
World?
don't know. I'm assuming that they try and keep up with the amount of countries that are in the world.
No, there's only like 14 countries in the Around the World attraction. It's
Really?
been like a stable amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Epcot, and it's only like, I think it's like Japan, Germany, Britain. It's only like 14.
Yeah, it's
countries.
only like the major, like the big.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not part of the 14, you're a shit country.
No, you're not a shit.
That's gonna
country,
get
but-
clipped.
No, you don't have to clip it. Fuck it.
Not me.
That's third world problems for them.
Not me. That's
If they're not a part of the 14, they probably don't have the internet to pay attention anyway.
I'm not saying I will clip it. I'm saying somebody else will probably clip it out of context.
But yeah,
And
so
you're just living into it.
when I was there, they had. You guys remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Remember
Yeah.
that movie?
Yeah.
So
Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Get
8,
caught
9,
off
10,
guard.
11. It's 11. It's
Canada.
Canada, Britain,
France.
France,
What is that?
It's World War II.
whatever
the
the,
people
one
of
with the
World War
star
II.
is.
That's Japan,
Japan, America, Germany,
Italy.
Italy, China.
That one is
Poland and Mexico?
Sweden. Is that Switzerland? Sweden?
And apparently you get a medal. You could get a medal if you do it on this Epcot challenge thing here.
But yeah, it's the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids setup that they had was freaking awesome. It was like everything was like 15 feet tall, and you just were like walking through this little world, and there were like giant fucking ants and giant blades of grass, and like it was just like it was. I don't know.
I don't remember that being there.
Well, I said because yeah, I went there when
I remember doing
I went there when I was like
Dr.
6,
Seuss Land
which
in
means
Universal.
you weren't even a thought in your dad's ball sack. So that's probably why.
I remember doing Dr. Seuss Land at Universal.
So 20 years later, it probably wasn't there.
No.
No.
No,
No way.
take it back.
Might yeah.
I take it back.
You're awfully quiet. Talk to us.
Tell us about your favorite movie.
Yeah, talk to us about
Ever.
why you even like Disney or hate Disney, and why you
Yeah,
decided
why
to
would you
come-
why would you like such a Jew hater? Aren't you Jewish?
My adopted mom technically
I'm
was.
fucking around.
No, I don't necessarily like the person.
Morocco. Sorry, that was going to bother me.
Which one?
The one with the star in it. It's Morocco.
And the other one is that Sweden? This
Norway.
one. Norway.
Continue talking,
Yes.
please. Ignore them. Like half the country.
No, I don't necessarily like the person, but
But why
I
don't you like the
enjoy
person?
the
Talk to
media.
us about that. Tell us about
Well, for
your
one, I
experience
don't-
with him.
Well, for
That's
one, I
fucking
don't
right.
really know that
Yeah.
much about him, but
He's
I
just
do
being
know
a git,
a
you
lot
can
of
ignore
this,
him.
a
Yeah, you
lot
can
of the
ignore
stuff
me.
about him being racist, anti-Semite, and stuff like that.
Are these
So I'm just
first-hand
like, I
accounts
don't
of people
really-
saying that he was anti-Semitic, or are they just like? Oh,
You just
yeah.
like talking over people sometimes, don't you? Somebody was trying to talk.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Dad. Go for it.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, I never met the guy, so why do I have to care about him as a person?
That makes sense.
I just enjoy the media.
I do this to say, though, he's objectively kind of suave-looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
for that
yeah,
time
yeah,
period,
yeah.
for sure.
Fuck yeah.
That
He probably got
mustache.
around. Disney probably fucked. With a
His-
name like Walt?
His wife, because he might have been anti-Semitic, but I don't think there was any account of him being a womanizer.
Anyway, I mean, I kind of like the whole thing I would have is the fact that like he also kind of stole intellectual property.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't a lot of people that are famous now?
I mean, he like the whole like that was it Saving Mrs. Banks, I think is the name of the movie. Is
I think that's the name of it. But
Where-
where it's
I mean,
Walton
Yeah.
trying to help out somebody who he stole from, effectively.
well, no, what he was trying to do was convince the writer for Mary Poppins to give the movie rights over, and that movie cleans it up a lot and makes it where she was happy about the movie. But in the actual when she actually watched it, where she did end up crying in the film, but she was crying because of how much she hated the film and was so pissed off and upset by it, and she vowed to never let anybody do like Mary Poppins adaptation again.
He did that. He
Yeah.
was
I
a
mean-
big bully.
I mean, we kind of did establishing that his first couple of films were stolen. Like they were not his. Like he just redid them.
Brothers Grimm.
So I mean, it's not, and if you go through history, there are so many people that are famous because of. I mean, some might argue that Mickey Mouse wasn't even created by him. It was created by Iwerks, and people think the story is that he wanted to call it Mortimer Mouse, and they're like, you can't call him Mortimer Mouse because that sounds like an uppity freaking stockbroker. And then they're like, all right, we'll call him Mickey Mouse because it's a little bit more relatable. Because
Didn't Mortimer then become like a semi-villain in the original Mickey Mouse cartoons?
I think he
The
did.
Silly Symphonies.
I think he did end up using the name Mortimer elsewhere, but I don't know if it was a mouse character or not. But yeah, I think Mortimer was end up being used elsewhere as a name. I think.
Anybody else excited for the Steamboat Willie remake, where it's a horror movie? Because it lost its. It's now public domain. Steamboat Willie specifically, because Steamboat Willie is not Mickey
yeah.
Mouse.
Mortimer Mouse is Minnie Mouse's cattle farming uncle who owns the ranch in Death Valley. Yeah, so he didn't end up using a name.
But yeah, he did a lot of bullying, a lot of shady deals, which people would just call deals these days.
Right?
It was a lot of like back then they were just called deals too, because there's been like shady business has been that shit's happened forever.
I mean, one of the first ever.
He just he did a lot of a lot of morally questionable things in order to get what he wanted out as his vision. Now, I'm not saying that the man wasn't a fucking genius when it came to his vision and how he pictured things, because of like what ended up becoming Fantasia or Pinocchio or Snow White or Alice in Wonderland or Mickey or Disneyland, Disney World. Like, the guy was clearly brilliant. A douchebag, maybe, based off of accounts, because clearly never met him. He died a long time ago, but, like, you step on a few eggs sometimes.
I was going to say, one of the
told.
shady business is so old, one of the first ever things written down is a customer complaint. You ever see the cuneiform customer complaint tablets?
Mm-hmm.
Garrett, do you know what I'm referencing? So
You can put that anywhere.
in ancient Babylon, one of the first ever like found things of like written language down are these clay tablets that are customer complaint tablets to a guy who sells copper. And apparently he got this a lot because he had a whole stack of them found of like customer complaints that like you were giving substandard copper substandard copper ingots or whatever. He's like, I wanted really good copper, but you giving me shit copper.
So what you're saying is he's got a one star rating on Yelp.
But he's got like, it was like apparently like a whole fucking stack of these just custom. But like one of them got online or whatever because just like you gave me fucking shit copper, motherfucker. It's basically what the tablet said.
Ancient Babylonian equivalency, I'm sure. It might have been Unga Boonga, copper bad, Unga. It's...
We stumbled.
Yeah. Fucking Disney, man. There's so much to talk about in such a short time.
I mean, there's the
He was
whole
born in
Renaissance.
he was born in 01 and he died in 66. His 65 years made quite the fucking impact, and then everything going on.
Wow,
so
he died
like
relatively young.
Yeah, considering what he accomplished, definitely.
It's such an impact. And I mean, clearly there was enough there to keep him going forward despite the rises and falls of his company. Well, I guess not now his company, but the Disney company. Now it's, a multi fucking billion, probably multi-trillion dollar company, because it just keeps buying everything because of how big it is. It's nuts. So they went from producing Steamboat Willie and fighting with Warner Brothers and Columbia Pictures. Well, he didn't fight with it, but it was distributed through Columbia Pictures into being basically his own production house.
182 point. Sorry to cut you off. $182.25 billion is the estimated.
Multi-billion.
He died of complications from lung cancer from smoking constantly, by the way.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Just,
And he
Throw
also
that one
was a
out there.
drinker, which, like, that wasn't public knowledge that he was a drinker or a smoker at the time. Because, again, he needed to establish such a clean, squeaky image.
You know that's.
I mean, for fuck's sake, they used Tom Hanks to portray him.
y-
Which, if I had a nickel for every time Tom Hanks portrayed a problematic person in a pseudo biopicture film, or in a biopicture film, I'd have 2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that
Only 2?
the Elvis one too.
What about Forrest Gump?
That's not a biopic.
I know, obviously,
But-
it's not a real. It's
Captain Phillips?
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips really wasn't problematic.
Okay, what about Terminal? That was based loosely off of a true story.
Yes, but that guy also wasn't really problematic. He was just in a weird
Depending.
situation.
And then there was also the guy that got in trouble for flying into the Hudson River because he was drunk.
Yeah.
That's Captain Phillips, and
Cap-
No,
No,
Captain
Captain
Phillips.
Sully.
That's
Captain
Sully.
Sully. And he was considered problematic because he was drinking.
Yeah,
there was
but
that
every
whole
pilot's
thing of like,
drinking.
oh well.
But who was what was the what was
yeah, but every pilot drinks.
Again,
what was
that
the-
was
what
considered
And all of them
problematic.
and a lot of them fall asleep on the job now because almost all the once they get up into the air, the planes are so
what was the
like.
pilot movie with Denzel with not Denzel Washington? The
No, I think it
fucking-
was Denzel Washington. It wasn't Scully, but it was also similar where he had
Similar, where he was drinking, right? And
he also get into some birds or whatever, and it causes him to crash.
I don't know if he got into birds or bad weather, but something about a crash.
Yeah.
And it's basically just his face in a pilot's uniform on the cover with clouds or whatever. It's
I think it was like also released around the same time as the Sully one too.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
that's
like
why I
one of those-
got them confused.
It was one of those weird, because it was one of those weird twin film effects things, like White House Down or
Yeah.
A
Like when
Bug's
all those
Life.
alien movies came out at the same time.
Dante's Inferno.
it's just Flight,
Is it Flight?
and it came out in 2012.
When did the Phillips
Probably around there,
Sully
2013,
movie.
2014.
when did the Sully movie come out?
Looking it up now. Sully came out in 2016.
2016.
Huh.
Around the
Okay.
time. It's within the same
Never
time
mind.
period.
Those are not twinsy movies. Just
It's okay. There's still a lot of twinsy movies that are just like
yeah, that's a weird
sporadic.
phenomenon. Do do do
Something
do do.
like a phenomenon.
Do-do-do.
It's almost as if
Phenomenon.
it's almost as if nothing's original.
Yeah, because they're running out of stuff.
I think
to
I've said this
do.
before, but it's like the 6 basic story tropes.
The hero's journey gets told us so much,
Mm.
so very much.
Luke Skywalker totally not a Gary's too.
Luke Skywalker totally not.
Luke Skywalker is my favorite Disney princess.
Deadpool.
Also not a Disney
Deadpool.
princess.
Best Disney princess.
Also not a Disney princess.
It could be.
With hair like that,
no,
Luke
no,
Skywalker's
he's-
a Disney
He has
princess.
proclaimed himself as a Disney princess.
I guess it was Fox technically.
Mm-hmm.
With hair like that, Luke Skywalker's a Disney princess.
Yeah, as soon as the company was brought out, they released an image of Deadpool in a skirt going, "I'm a Disney princess now."
Surgery Falls.
Deadpool marketing would do that.
So therefore, Deadpool.
I was
best
gonna
Disney
say
princess.
though that Star Wars is definitely not just a Wizard of Oz ripoff.
Technically, it's Flash Gordon, Hidden Fortress, and Dune.
Wizard of Oz.
Do you know apparently Dorothy? Wait, is it Wizard of Oz or is it the other one?
Return to Oz
No.
with
it's
the crawlers.
Alice in Wonderland.
Cheshire
Because
Cat. We didn't
Alice
even really talk about Alice in Wonderland, which is such a cultural zeitgeist. Again,
Was it
using
Alice
that
in
word.
Wonderland or was it Wizard of Oz? Where one of them, it's like Dorothy. It's like Dorothy or Alice goes on, and I think it's Dorothy. Yeah, Dorothy in like the Wizard of Oz later books or whatever, goes on to get into a relationship with like the Queen of Oz or some shit. Yeah,
Lesbos?
Dorothy becomes a lesbian in like the later books or some shit. Or is it Alice in Wonderland? One or the other.
They're doing
One or the other.
They scissor each other. We'll just
Alice and Dorothy
Yeah,
Alice and Dorothy in Wonderland.
the
I
original
believe is what
isekai,
porn is
the
called.
original isekai
in
girls.
Wonder Oz. In Ozland.
In Oslo.
They get
yes.
isekai'd, and then they become harem protagonists.
God.
There we go. Disney and Alice in Wonderland. Isekai
go home
animes.
You
I'd
can go
watch
home
that.
now. You're free from the shackles.
I'd watch that porn.
Okay, anyway.
I mean, this is the guy
He
that
doesn't
brought
have-
us Ursula, Jafar, and the evil queen as our fuck, marry, kill.
And you guys are the one who's like, yeah, I'm definitely fucking Jafar.
Hey.
I don't
I mean,
see an
she
issue
said
with
Ursula
that.
because of the tentacles, so whatever.
I mean,
Did she say Ursula, or did
Let's
she
see what those
abstain from
tentacles
answering?
can do.
Or did she
I
abstain?
mean, for you, that's good. You got a couple more holes than we do.
It's all about how you use them.
I've seen enough of the boys to know what you can do with an octopus.
True. Which, speaking of, isn't that coming out?
Yeah, the new
soon-ish?
season's already out. The
It's
first 3
already out?
episodes, yeah. I gotta watch Gen V first. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
the spin-off because
yeah.
apparently Gen V is referenced in season 4 now.
Is that
That
a
tie-ins.
cartoon version? Or is that
No,
a-
no, no.
No, that's Diabolical's the cartoon one.
That one doesn't technically tie in. It's just funsies. I
Although it
think.
does have a segment that takes place in the cartoon universe. I mean, in the comic book universe, which is interesting. Which you could definitely tell there's a big difference between the universes,
Oh yeah.
even just from that little snippet.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Oh yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
comic book boys is
Totally different.
complete.
Totally different.
Honestly, I think the TV show is better than the comic book to a
Doesn't
certain
matter.
extent.
Doesn't matter. Let's get back to Disney and how they now own your favorite anything.
All right, let's go down the list because I just had it up. So we'll go down the list, and then you say, "Oh yeah, that's my favorite anything." So my favorite anything that they own is ESPN.
Do they own ESPN? Seriously?
Yep. They own ESPN.
All right, so they have Marvel and all their umbrella stuff.
Yeah.
Technically just
Pixar.
the movies.
No, they have games, Marvel games. Bam, right there.
And they also don't have the Sony stuff.
Uh,
Sony still has Spider-Man.
They have
Yeah, Sony still has some rights to the. They also own a lot of the
Pixar,
other Spider-Man
ABC,
stuff too. Yeah.
ESPN, 20th Television, ESPN on the ABC, Disney, all the Disney stuff, FX, Hulu,
FX, I think. I like FX.
Lucasfilm, National Geographic, Marvel Entertainment, 21st Century Fox.
The problem is, I don't think they're ever
Babel.
really going to be able to get Sony though, because Sony's a Japanese company.
Sony is ultra protected by Japan.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like I don't think they'd ever be able to get Samsung because Samsung's a Korean company.
Oh, Samsung, big Korea company.
Samsung's like
It is.
it's
Like-
almost partially the government now because they're paying out like the entire South Korean government.
Samsung's
They're-
huge.
they got
and people
big
don't even
trouble for that.
realize. Like they are so big, and people don't realize.
Yeah, Samsung.
Big wuju, big wuju.
By the way, fun. I saw a TikTok going around recently. By the way, just a weird side note. It was it's like the chick. She was like, "Oh, Bae wants to get a new TV, and she wants this like $4,000 Sony." And he's like, he goes over to the same size TCL, and it's like $500-$600. And he's like, "But it's the same size." I'm like, "Yeah, you want to know what else? It's also technically the same TV because TCL is made in the same factory that Sony's made out of, with the same proprietary parts." The thing is, TCL is the company that makes the parts that made Sony TVs. They just decided to make their own proprietary TVs so they could sell them for cheaper to the consumer.
They have
So-
to. That's.
You're effectively
Ra-
getting the
it's-
same TV as a Sony. For
Yeah, it's like Ralph Lauren and Polo. It's the same company. It's just one is sold
yeah,
at Kohl's and one is sold at Macy's.
but yeah,
or
just
Levi's and Levi Strauss.
for anybody who wants to know how these things work, you know, you could go and buy a cheaper TV and still get the same fucking quality as
Oh,
them.
for sure. You can buy an Infiniti or you can buy a Nissan. You know, it's all about the name.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with like Lincoln and Ford and shit.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Lexus and,
Lexus and
Toyota.
Is Toyota and Lexus the same company?
Yes.
Huh, okay.
Honda, Acura.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Volkswagen and Lamborghini, Audi.
And Mini, right?
Doesn't Fiat now own Ford?
Fiat. Fiat is Mini.
No. BMW is Mini.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was, yes.
Well, wait, didn't Fiat buy Ford though?
No. Fiat has a controlling stake, 66% of Chrysler, Dodge.
Oh, okay. Wait, then who bought out Ford?
Nobody bought out Ford. Ford is still Ford.
Ford is Ford.
Didn't Ferrari didn't Ford buy out like a chunk of Ferrari or some shit?
Ford bought out a chunk of a bunch of different companies in the 80s and 90s and has slowly been like losing them. Like Mazda was for a while a like 40% controlling stake from Ford, and that's how we have the Mazda Speeds 3 and 6 from the early 2000s.
Does it do
However, they have since been able to buy themselves out and are now no longer under Ford.
Didn't Ford dabble in airplanes, I think it was, for a little while?
Ford's dabbled in a bunch of different things. It's been around since forever.
Yeah.
Like
Because I was just trying to remember, because I thought it was like the irony that like somebody ended up getting a good
Rolls
chunk of-
Royce has also dabbled in airplanes.
'Cause it's
They
like
made a
the
bunch
whole-
of different
the whole-
airplane engines.
Because the whole thing with Ford v Ferrari, when Ford was trying to like Ford wanted to like buy out Ferrari or whatever it was.
Yes, but that didn't happen.
I know it didn't happen, but I thought it was like later on, ironically, like Ford ended up like becoming bought out or like taking a.
But wasn't Ford v Ferrari, wasn't that more like the racing stuff?
Yes,
No,
but that that happened because Ford tried to buy out Ferrari,
Yeah,
and
Ford-
Enzo didn't want to sell because it was Enzo Ferrari, and so Ford was like, "All right, well, see this race that you really, really care about?
You know, the race
Fuck
that you guys
you.
been winning the whole. Yeah.
We're just going to win it on a whim, effectively, and we'll show you that we can do anything you want better, and that's why you should allow us to buy you." It's why Lamborghini even came about, because Lamborghini went to Ferrari during a car show and was like, "Hey, so I think that these are some improvements that we could do on your car, man." And he was just like, "Who the fuck are you? You make tractors, bro. Get the fuck away from me." And he was just like, "All right, cool. I'm going to make my own supercar." And now we have Lambo.
Yeah.
I forgot Porsche's also...
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
Megan, you're gonna fucking crash into the pole?
Yeah, that's cool. I forgot that Porsche's also Volkswagen.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't talk about what Volkswagen did during the 40s.
This guy's
Yeah,
still here?
Volkswagen has done quite a bit. It owns quite a bit.
Same thing with Hugo Boss.
Fiat also owns quite a bit, surprisingly.
A lot of these companies all own each other. Or-
Megan's gonna crash into something.
Sounds like a her problem.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Anyway,
How did we get here? We were talking about Disney.
if we stumble, it's in the name.
Oh, because of Cars. We were talking about the movie Cars, and then
We
started
definitely
talking-
That is a
weren't,
terrible
but
movie.
I'm trying to tie it back in. Thanks for taking the segue. You fucking moron.
I think they have segues at Disney World.
Probably.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Easy way for these
Segway
fucking-
cops. Paul Blart. Now that's
Paul
a Disney
Blart.
movie.
Now you want to pull up with your non-dominant hand slightly hidden, so you give the appearance of a weapon.
He's my favorite Disney princess.
That movie was retarded.
Yeah.
One or two.
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Yeah. When is Happy Gilmore going to get bought out by Disney?
Oh,
I want Adam
Happy
Sandler.
Madison?
Yeah. I want Adam Sandler to be my Disney princess
Well,
of choice.
who's Happy Madison's production company underneath, umbrella-wise? Like Sony, Fox?
I think he does it all
I think
on
it's
his own.
Netflix now.
Maybe, yeah.
Because he just
He's
like
their main sponsor.
Because it has to be like a bigger production company.
Not
that
I think
owns it.
it's Netflix, bro. He also does a lot of in-house productions.
He does a
I
lot
know
of,
he does a
it's-
lot of in-house productions.
But I think
That's
it's
Happy
Netflix
Madison.
because Netflix just goes, "Oh, we have a 15 movie franchise thing with you. Here's money. Make. Dance for me. Dance for me. Dance for me. Ooh, ah."
Production.
What's your favorite Disney film? I know I asked you this earlier, but you didn't give me quite an answer. Could be anything from their litany.
Private company.
Well, I don't really have a favorite. I just love the movies just because, well, one, I love singing, so.
Would you consider yourself a Disney adult?
Subsidiary.
Because that's its own rabbit hole. Disney adults.
Scary Madison
Yes,
Productions.
Sony?
Yes and no,
I guess
because
it's part
I
of
do
Sony, it seems.
It's on the-
enjoy
yeah, it's on the Sony
a lot of the
lot.
Disney stuff, and I do have some Disney merch, but I'm not as much of a Disney adult as the people who go
are
to
Disney
Disney
adults.
every year and then their house is
A guy made a whole
coated
ass
in
song
Disney
about that.
stuff.
Which sorry, say that again.
The adult Disney woman song. You ever hear that one?
No.
It's like
Yeah,
it's-
we're not allowed to play that right now.
That's a good song.
We'll play this after the podcast.
But yeah, no, the
But
the
Disney adult
thing is
Disney adults are something entirely different.
So Sony Picture Studios houses Columbia Pictures and TriStar Pictures. So anything that's made.
Okay, whatever. We'll figure that out eventually.
That's an actor.
Because that's it. Just Sony, it's Sony Pictures, but it's a private production company on Sony property, I guess.
Whatever.
They're probably part of the distributing things. It's fine.
We'll get both. It's just because it's like company umbrellas and bullshits like that. Whatever. Who cares? Fuck it. It's probably Netflix who owns them now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway. But
So what's your favorite Disney film,
me?
Jarrett?
Oh, him. You
You
already said Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, but that's not accurate.
That's not his real one.
That's not true.
That might be his favorite Disney TV show.
Yeah.
That was an interesting show.
That's my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Knockoff.
Nope.
Did they cross over? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised though if they would have crossed over at some point that those shows went on.
Space Bikers for Mars.
So, I don't know how I would narrow it down. I'd say
You could do a live action and an animated one. Because
I don't
you
know.
also didn't really give me one.
because it said Mrs. Doubtfire on here, and I don't know if that was actually a Disney movie or if it was
I think that's just something that got
bought out.
bought out.
So then you can't say that because Mrs. Doubtfire was definitely.
Although that might have also just been Touchstone,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
which Touchstone is a
weird
subsidiary of
It's
Disney.
funny as shit though.
movie. It's a kind of dark movie too. It's about a guy pretending to be a chick to spend
his
more
kids.
time with it. I mean, they don't get back together. He doesn't really get much. I don't know.
He gets a TV
What's
show
the
at the
point
end
of-
and stuff.
Yeah, but does that really solve his problem?
Yeah, because his family starts
It was
taking
a
him a little
Fox
more
thing.
seriously, and then they become they.
So he gets a more work-intensive job being on a TV show pretending to be a character. Wouldn't that
But
give
I-
him less time with his kids, defeating the purpose?
I mean,
Hello.
I guess, in essence, maybe, but
I feel like that movie nobody won.
it's kids one.
Yeah, the kids won.
Did they?
I feel like more people won in the Santa Claus, and somebody died in that film. Santa Claus got murdered. he was stand your grounded.
God.
They castle
Fucking
doctrine.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen castle doctrine Santa.
Jesus Christ.
If you've never seen that movie, I want you to know that's what happens in the movie. Tim Allen shoots Santa.
Spoiler alert, bro.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Sure
he shoots Santa Claus. Tim Allen shoots Santa Claus.
He just yells
and
at
then
him
he-
and
to be-
Santa falls off
To be
the roof.
fair, he doesn't not shoot him.
He was still on his property and killed him. That's castle doctoring him.
He doesn't not shoot him either. You have to remember that.
And then he takes over his identity. How many other Santa Clauses were before him? How many people lost their lives to be this?
I will say that's not my favorite Santa movie.
Which one?
Saint Nick.
No.
The Rankin Bass?
No. It's actually a really recent one.
Reindeer Games.
Like, real recent one.
Oh, Violent Night?
Violent Night.
Yeah, that's
the
fucking
one that I
great
was
That's
thinking.
like one of my favorite
That's a
Santa
great
movies.
fucking movie.
I love when he goes to do the cool guy walks away from the explosion and he's like, no,
I can't
fuck this and
not
watch
watch
this.
Yeah, that's a good fucking movie.
He's like, I can't not watch it. And then he blows up and he's like, oh, holy shit. And I was like, there's the line.
He said the thing. All right, what about you down there? Do you have a favorite Disney movie?
I do like Little Mermaid's butt and that one flash and you miss it scene.
I think you just like the boner on the front cover of the from the.
I was going to say the boner in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there is the boner there.
There's a boner there too. Yeah.
Or that time that Joker got all those boners.
Oh, God. It's a boner.
See, because boner used to be a slang for mistake.
Yep.
And the Joker made a whole bunch of boners.
Just like fag used to be a cigarette, and I'm the gayest.
It still does in Not Here.
Yeah, and I'm the gayest when I'm smoking on a fag.
He's the
You know, I'm
happiest
on
when he...
Smoko.
So Disney movie.
Disney.
You can give a live action and animated. It's fine.
I'm trying to think.
Transformers.
Probably Tarzan.
Tarzan's a good one. The live action one or the...
No, the fucking animated one. The one that had the banger soundtrack with Phil Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Which, admittedly, I mean, yeah, it kind of deserved to win out a little bit over the South Park one, but...
If we're going to go favorite Disney soundtrack, it's got to be Aladdin.
Aladdin's a good one. Aladdin's a
Eh.
fucking sleeper.
Aladdin's not bad, but...
Aladdin and Lion King.
Lion King's alright.
Lion King's good. I don't know if I'd put it as my favorite. I gotta go with
Tarzan
Jungle Book,
slap, so.
personally.
Jungle Book? Yeah.
Jungle
I
Book's
fucking
good.
love Jungle Book.
Jungle
I
Book's a
love
good
that,
movie.
and I actually, Princess and the Frog is pretty good.
I've never seen Princess and the Frog.
Do you guys remember...
Coco's not bad, but it has a couple misses.
Do you guys
Coco's
remember...
pretty good. I like Coco. The Muy Loco one that he does, that's a good song.
Un poco loco.
Do
Yeah.
you guys remember when... I believe it was
And
either
then the
McDonald's...
one they do when they talent show. Sorry,
No, sorry.
talent show.
You guys remember when it was either McDonald's or Burger King? They used to give out these Disney figures, and it would come in this plastic package that looked like
No, the VHS tapes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was
I
McDonald's.
want to say it was
Those
probably
were the
both at some
fucking
point.
Best. I fucking love those things. I used to have a collection in my room of all the fucking. They used to make these like I guess they're. I don't know what the hell.
Remember the doctor's office that had all the McDonald's toys?
Yeah.
Nope.
The pediatricians in the green building.
In the green building. You guys probably had the same same one as us, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pediatrician in the green building over by
on
the
Hempstead
theater.
Turnpike. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you used to go into one of the rooms.
Quick,
and
don't
you could
dox
look
yourself.
out.
And you could see the Twin Towers
Yeah, yeah.
because it was,
Yep.
on a good day, you'd see the towers.
Yep.
And then when you were done, you'd go into his office and
You get
he'd
the
have his-
lollipop,
Yep, he'd have the toys on his
doxing
bookshelf thing.
yourselves, yeah.
You'd sit there. Yep.
and then he would diddle you.
And one time I locked myself in the bathroom because I didn't want a shot because I'm not. Anyway.
Because of needles.
So,
Yep.
true story. My mom's not listening, so I can tell it. When I was
A young boy?
when I was a young warthog.
Your
When I
father
was
took you into
a
the
young
city
boy. I'm a father.
Yes. So
to see a marching band?
my mom had suspicions that I was smoking weed, which
Was
why
true.
the fuck would she think that?
No
so
idea.
she takes us to the doctor, the pediatrician, right? So we're going to a fucking pediatrician, and she's asking this guy who has been seeing me since I was a fucking kid, and asks him, give my son a drug test. So, Mom, if you're listening, I passed that drug test because I used Cody's piss. So your suspicions of me being a pot smoker were right then, but they're wrong now. I don't smoke weed anymore.
Now you just moved on to crack.
Now I graduated.
It's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug to the munchies.
Dare was correct.
I mean,
But yeah, that office. That's.
yeah. I wouldn't have fucked with the what I've what if one.
I don't know what you're saying over there.
I think that was something like I would have
Decided
fucked
not
with.
to finish my thought.
blah, blah.
Said I was having a thought and I was going to say it and I decided not to finish it halfway through.
All right, so you gave us your Disney movie. Jarrett, what's yours?
Space Jam.
Space
That's actually
Jam?
not a Disney movie in the
Yeah,
slightest.
no,
Space
it's not.
Jam? No.
It's Warner's.
They'll get bought out eventually.
They might. Which would be a sad day.
I mean, they aren't really doing much though.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, probably.
They still have like all the DC animated stuff though. Which
Yes.
Yeah, but they're like doing shit like throwing away Acne versus Coyote and stuff.
You guys remember when Roosevelt Field Mall had
The blimp.
the Disney store and the
Oh
WB
yeah,
store?
yeah. I remember the WB store is cool because they had
WB
the
store
big
was super
gremlin and
fucking
the
cool,
fucking
yeah.
Batman and shit.
Yep. They had all the fucking
Yeah, they had the tunnel that you could crawl
the
through
tunnel.
for kids.
Yep. The tunnel was cool. They had the TVs inside the tunnel and stuff.
Where they played clips and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Then they had the Disney store.
Yeah, the Disney
God,
store.
you guys are old.
The Disney store is like just a toy store now. I think there.
Yeah, now they turned the Disney store and Broadway Mall into some like fucking selfie studio bullshit.
Right.
Which
yeah.
I don't want anybody's business to fail. Knock on wood, it lasts. But
Who gives a
fuck.
shit?
That's no. I mean, I own a business, and I don't want anybody to hope my
Fair
business
enough.
fails. So I don't want anybody else to.
I just don't care because I don't use this place. So
Yeah, I
to
mean,
me
I'm
it's-
never
I'm
gonna-
ambivalent.
I don't care enough for them not to fail because I'm not going to go there and use it. So they're not going to get my money because I don't have a purpose for it. But
The only thing I
hope
really
other
go to
people
there for
enjoy
is
it.
the video game trading post.
That place is cool.
Yeah, I got some good stuff.
And can you?
Yeah, but every time I go to Kenya, my stomach ends up getting upset. I don't know what
I'm
it
still
is.
waiting to hear Disney movies.
I told you, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yours?
Like I said, there are just too many movies. I can't.
You can give a live and a animated, but we got to narrow it down to something.
I literally can't.
All right, so you don't like any Disney at all. Got it. You're
No, I
actually
just like them all too much to limit.
you are not even a Disney fan. Got it.
I wonder if there's any Warner Brothers stores.
You're just
still
big
around.
chilling.
Probably not.
Probably not. Oh, that's a shame.
You're just
Who
big
made
chilling.
that one?
I said just big chilling.
She's trying to figure out if whatever. Anyway, but
I'm Jungle Book.
yeah, we kind of established that when you said you should.
It's fine.
Hey, I take.
I also for live action technically it's Touchstone, but Touchstone is owned by Disney, so it's fine. It was their more adult offshoot production that they made themselves. It wasn't like something that they bought out. For live action, I'll consider it live action. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who for you?
All right, yeah, technically that did fall for Disney. They just got all the rights because
Yeah, they got all the rights to everything because it was such a. It was
well, it was
such
based
a
off a book originally. Fun fact.
yes, but
And
it
the
was,
book was very different.
yes.
And then he made a sequel to the book where the original book was a dream because he liked the movie so much that he made it so the movie was technically canon and the book was fake. Just so people know how that weird canon works out.
But it was so like surrounded with, will this make it? Will this make it? Is this just gonna ruin? Is this just gonna ruin Touchstone Productions before it even gets anywhere? Type shit because of.
Are you sure it's not just because of that one brief you missed shot of Jessica Rabbit's business?
No. It was due to the fact that there hadn't been another live action animated crossover like that in so long that people were like, can they even pull this off? It would. Does it
I'm
look
just
gaudy?
teasing.
Does it do this? And then,
Pardon me.
thanks to that, we got things like The Mask.
The Mask wasn't bad. Definitely not. What
Not
it
that that was a Touchstone or Disney, I think, but I think that the way that it was played off as the cartoon character Mask, I don't know if we could have had that even be a thought if it wasn't for Who Framed.
I suppose. Although, The Mask did start off as a very ultra-violent comic book series.
Yes.
For those who don't know,
Oh, yeah.
it was
I mean, he's pretty violent in that too.
no, like
I mean, not
the,
as-
the
not-
have you seen the original Mask comic book series at all?
He
No,
doesn't
it's-
read.
it's,
he doesn't know how to.
I do not know how to read.
There's
Remember,
kind of like
you're
one
gonna
main
be in
o-
the dyslexic spelling bee with me.
right. Anyway, like that's no, it's ultra violent. Like the original, like the guy, the Ipkiss,
Ultra-violent?
the ultra violent. Like I think the Ipkiss character dies pretty horribly in like the first issue or some shit, like the end of the first run or some shit like that.
Stanley Ipkiss.
And yeah, it's
I like that whole like violent hero genre that came out in the 80s and 90s. The Tick, The Mask, like all those comedic ones.
Blank Men.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go with like the Spawn, the more Spawny angle.
No.
Okay, because that's
McFarlane.
yeah, that whole McFarlane edge time. And I love
I
how
don't-
we're s-
So
I don't
do
care
you
about the
guys know-
McFarlane Edge. I just like the Mask, the Tick, like that offshoot comedic.
well,
I don't want to
Tick
say
really
Garth
wasn't-
Ennis because The Boys is like not comedic in the slightest. However,
I mean, I'd say it's a very black comedy. If
I
anything.
definitely laugh a lot watching.
No,
it.
for
I
the
was-
comic book he's referencing.
yeah. I was gonna say the TV show. Yes, that's more comedic, and that's what people would realize if I said The Boys, most likely. But the
book's-
comic is not that in the slightest. It is.
If there's any humor, it's always black humor.
It's dark.
It's
It's dark.
way more assault.
Yeah.
way more violence.
Yeah.
Essentially, the thing with Garth Ennis is that he hates superheroes, and he he really hates superheroes.
He's great at writing. He's fantastic at writing. If you want something to make you mad at everything.
But yeah, because he does that with a lot. Like he also did
Preacher.
He did Preacher. He also did The Pro, which is about a prostitute who becomes like a costume superhero.
He's done a few different runs of various comic books. I think probably Punisher or Daredevil. I think it's Daredevil is one of his more famous ones. And
Are
then
you
he
sure
also
nothing
did...
of Miller for Daredevil?
No, that's what I'm saying. It might have been Punisher.
I think you're thinking of Punisher was his. I think you're thinking of Venus for Punisher because Miller was the real popular Daredevil run where they had Elektra and she died. I think that was Miller's run.
Crossed, Preacher, Get Fury, The Boys, Hellblazer.
That's right, he
He's
did
done a few of that.
Crossed is really fucked. Crossed is even
He's
worse.
done some Punishers. He's done Battle Action. He's done Batman Reptilian, A Walk Through Hell, The Ribbon Queen.
So he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's done dark stuff. Constantine has said.
That's right, he did have a
Punisher.
Constantine
Ghost
run.
Rider is a current thing that he's doing. Not current, but something that he did. He did a run with Thor. Like, there's a bunch of different things is what we're getting at.
I like Constantine.
Constantine's cool,
He's a
but
good
we'll never be
character.
Disney.
No. But he's a great character, though. We'll come back to that, though.
John Con.
John Goblikon? But, what are you so deep in thought about now?
Trying to remember.
He's fighting to stay awake.
Want me to slap you in the back of that a little bit?
What were you going to say?
About Taco Bell.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember whether it was one of the movies or the shows. I
Sorry.
think they did reference Constantine in something.
With Disney?
Yeah, one of the Disney Marvel ones. Reference Constantine.
Well, Constantine's also kind of a name just in general.
Constantine is also DC.
Yeah, but he gets around a little bit.
Vertigo DC. He's one of those ones that doesn't really get around. He's so tied into the supernatural lore of Vertigo and DC that it's like trying to get their character Lucifer.
I mean, I think wait, are you thinking of the Sandman show love?
No,
Yeah.
no, because I know he was in that one.
They might have just used the name, because like I said, it could have just been name use.
Yeah, it could very well just been name use, but I
Constantine
just
is
remember hearing Constantine.
Yeah, because he took that name from, like, all right, fucking.
I got one final question for people before we close it out for the night because we got somebody falling asleep on us.
You guys? No.
If there's one thing that you can see Disney make, like a remake or a new IP, a new comic book thing, if there's one thing you can see Disney make, live action, animated, whatever you want, what do you want to see? We'll start down at the end.
I mean, I wanted to see what they were doing with the Black Knight and Blade from the Eternals, but I guess we're just not going to end up seeing what the fuck was going on with those characters. So
No, from what I heard, they are doing something with it, and they might have gotten Blade.
Well, the thing with the Blade movie is the last I heard was they just had to look to get a new director for it. So I don't know. It seems like it's what I've heard. The Blade's been in production hell, and I just haven't heard anything about what's going on with the Black Knight character in general.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if he was supposed to get like a movie or.
So you want to see something along that realm?
I mean, they introduced like a lot of interesting sword characters and just haven't done anything with them. So, because they also
Gotcha.
brought in like sword fencing master, whatever his character's name is, in the.
Jarrett, you? What do you got for us? You want to see a remake of Mighty Ducks?
Yeah. No, actually, I'd actually probably not going to come as a surprise, but I think fucking Ninja Turtles. I would have rather Disney bought out the Ninja Turtles than
Nickelodeon did?
Nickelodeon, because I think Nickelodeon, between the animation and like the TV shows, the toy lines, ever since Nickelodeon took it over, it's just, I don't know.
It's more cartoony.
It's way more cartoony. It's I don't know. I don't like it.
Although I think Disney would also put it in that way more cartoony thing.
But I don't.
realm.
I think the animation with
No, Disney would
Nickelodeon-
just make it go more woke.
Yeah.
Hey, had to get that in there for woke month joke, at least once.
You were saying
No, I don't know. I think
before you were so rudely cut off by me and him.
It's fine. I cut you guys off all the time. Yeah. So I think Disney would have done a better job with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than Nick Cannon has.
You?
There are a couple things I think would be rather interesting, since they're doing so many like live action remakes of cartoons. I would, even though it was originally a Fox film, I would love to see a live action of Anastasia.
Maybe. Maybe.
Another one I really hope.
And what about you, Jackson? What would you like them to remake for your desires?
Another one you really hope.
Jurassic Park? You want them to remake Jurassic Park for you?
You were saying.
Cartoon.
At the very end of the Marvels, you see Miss Marvel going up to. I'm not
Spoiler alerts, by the way.
I'm not
Hank
sure
McCoy
what
Beast.
she calls herself, but the new Hawkeye.
Oh, the Young Avengers, Kate. What's her
I'm-
name?
Kate Bishop.
I'm
Kate
hoping
Bishop,
they actually do something with that, and it doesn't just leave it at that.
I think we're getting a Young Avengers TV show, and then we're getting a Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts movie.
We are getting a Thunderbolts movie as long as it was in the timeline. However, with how Marvel has been
Kind of shitting the bed.
treated recently and how it's been less than stellar, let's see how much actually carries through. Same thing with like what you said with Blade. So let's see how much actually carries through.
I think what they needed to do is they probably should have like done introduced the Fantastic Four maybe a bit better earlier.
I mean, they did just get Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Not
right.
too
Yeah, they
long
only
ago. It
just
was a
got the
Fox.
rights back.
which
to
is
shit, yeah.
which is why the only real reference you see to it is the
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah,
Yeah.
the mom. I know they're slowly introducing the X-Men because Hank McCoy was at the.
yeah they have
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
him and they have
Binary.
Beast and
Well,
Binary.
Well, Beast is Hank
I
McCoy.
think it's non-binary.
Hank
what
McCoy
they
is
like to
Beast
go
the
by?
boy. Well, no, because
No.
so Binary is a character, and
He's
I'm-
fucking with you because he doesn't know nor care.
I care. I don't know.
well, I'm just
Enlighten me.
because okay, so
So there's a thing called a binary trigger, and it makes you shoot really, really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I thought it made you like.
it's a cosmic thing from Marvel. It's technically supposed to be part of Miss Marvel's power, so I guess that's why they gave it to the other universe. Because in the comics, Miss Marvel can become the living binary or whatever it is, which is a way more powerful cosmic form. So I'm assuming that has something to do with what the character is supposed to be. I guess that's one of those wait and see things, but she's in a different universe anyway, so wait and see.
Well, Miss Marvel isn't. It was Rambeau.
Yeah, Monica and Rambo. Yeah, but it's in the Monica Rambo. But yeah, so again, it's all connected because they connect those Marvel characters for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think they even do it in the comic books now too. They connected them somehow.
For me,
Wait, did they bring what's her name Marvel back to life?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the recent Marvel stuff.
No, in the comic books, because whatever. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan in the comic book, she died in
So for me,
whatever.
let's see. I kind of want to see what they're going to do, if they're going to do a World War Hulk. But I think that they're going to do it based off of World War Hulks, which is where all of the Hulks fight each other, as opposed to when he gets back from Planet Sakaar and decides to shit all over everybody because he was a mad boy. So I don't think that they're going to do it right for World War Hulk. Which leads me to not want to see it, but I also want to see it because I just like the Hulk. I don't know.
Yeah, because when he got back from Sakari, he wasn't really too mad, and now he's Professor Hulk.
Yeah,
Or
he's
Smart
Professor Green.
Hulk.
He's Professor Green, and he wasn't even really on Sakaar. They never like mentioned it as being Sakaar, and he was the Sakaar son. And I want them to do justice to the World War Hulk, Planet Hulk storyline. That's what I want. Anything else to close this out before we say goodnight?
Oh, she's alive again. Okay, never mind.
Anything else to close this out before we...
Disney needs to do more nudity to survive.
Jarrett, anything for you?
Steph, if you're listening, I'm going to get you to go to Disney with me.
Okay.
Anything for you?
No.
Nothing goes us out? Okay. Look forward to, or don't look forward to, a part 2 of Disney maybe in the future, because I don't know how much history we actually talked, and you guys may want it. If you do, leave a comment, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anyway, be sure to plug all the socials. We're on Spotify, 250, 500, 1,000, 1,001. You guys know the deal.
Like, Care Shaman, Spotify. Find us on Instagram.
Good night,
Find our
people.
other friends on Instagram.
Good night, people.
Yeah, all right. Good night.
Good night.